Hey everybody, Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro, and once again, baby, we are under the shade tree. Now I know I've just been doing a little bit of the, the primos or whatever, but don't know how well I'll do on this. But hey, you know what? As I said, I ain't gonna do nothing but swallow, spit, and talk shit, as well as drink my Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. But I've been in golf for a long time, and and the one thing I've always had to do, and this, whether jobs I've had, people I've been around, excuse me there, and you all may hear me talk about it, and let's call them voice changers, and I used to watch these people that would a certain way around myself. A lot of things that I was talking about, used to talk about, especially amongst us guys, especially some of us bros. And then all of a sudden, they get around certain people, and then all of a sudden, voices change, viewpoints change. I mean, they're just like these fucking politicians and stuff, especially that Rubio. Jesus. Hey, y'all got to remember, I'm going to talk about politics, because why? Politics is in the game of golf no different than it is in every single walk of life that we're doing, because politics represent one thing or another in any way, shape, or form, and it has a lot of times a detrimental effect on people's lives. So I was talking to a friend of mine, this older gentleman, a long time ago. Well, not really a long time ago, but just a while back. And, he was a professional guy. I ain't going to put his name on blast, but he was a professional guy. But he liked me because I didn't give a shit. I just said whatever I wanted to say. I didn't care if I was around these guys, because what would happen is that a lot of these bros would get around these, quote unquote, white industry people that's got money or whatever, and sit back, and then all of a sudden they starting to try to be a little professional, like they got to stick up their ass, tighten up, and blah blah blah, and then trying to change the way that they talking, and all that shit used to drive me crazy. And so I'm talking to this guy, and I don't know, for some reason, I just changed my tone or whatever. He looked at me like I was crazy. And he was like, Charles, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm in golf now. I got a little be more professional or whatever. And he's like, give me a break. He said, Charles, I don't care where you are. If you don't remain authentic, then just lose my number, and I'm not going to put him on blast or whatever. But that was one thing that stuck with me. So that's why I'm bringing this shit to you all as raw as I possibly can, and being 100% about what I can, because I do read a lot, I study a lot. I don't have no particulars that I like to read, because I like quotes more than anything. One of my favorite motivational speakers is Les Brown. Love listening to him. And one of his quotes that he say that I do love, and he said, if you don't act on your life, life will act on you. In other words, if you don't get your ass up and do something, in a sense, then life is going to leave you behind. And that's why we got so many people in this society now, waiting on, setting up there, they're trying to build a fucking king, trying to wait on a king or whatever to teach them how to be who they are. If you don't get off your ass and do something, then life is going to act on you. And that's just the bottom line. That's why right now in golf, this is why I tell you all the time that, a lot of them in the industry, they may not act like it, but yeah, there's fear of the Shade Tree Pro. Why? Because I don't give a shit. I'm not afraid to sit down and go to toe with any man, and I'll sit down and have a beer with you afterwards, in a sense, because that's who I am. And anybody who know me and who goes to my local bar, the Tap Room here in Florida. So if you're ever down here at the in Florida, many gonna probably be down here for Bay Hill, then hey, right off of Raleigh Street or whatever, nice little spot I like to hang out at. Good friend of mine, the owner, Bobby Kelly. He's a Trump guy, but I'd be eating his ass alive. He's hiding from me now. he my motherfucker he cool as shit. Absolutely. I mean, he is the absolutely epitome of white boy. He has absolutely no rhythm. He can't even mock bros. The man ain't got no rhythm, and I mean no rhythm. He is about as white as this piece of paper, or whatever. But he's one of the best fucking dudes you ever meet in your fucking life, and that's just the bottom line to it. And that's why he's always gonna be my guy in a sense. So, but that's the Florida Tap Room just off of Raleigh Street here in the Metro West area. So. But anyway, as I said, as this being my first podcast and what am I going to talk about? As I said, there's so many different things I could talk about. But one of the things is that I'm going to talk about here, and I've heard so many people talk about on these discussions, the state of the game of golf, especially on the PGA Tour. And here's the fucking problem I have with the PGA Tour. Golf in itself is something special. I mean, it is absolutely one of the most special games in the world you can do. I mean, there are people that still at the country clubs, whether it's the expensive country clubs or your local country club like Lakeside, where I used to play back in Ohio, little Lakeside, who did some nice things for me when I was on the Big Break, which the Golf Channel and the guy from there kind of fucked that up a little bit or whatever. I haven't forgiven them for that, but, that's another story for another time, which I am going to do in a podcast. I'm going to talk about my Big Break experience, and I'm gonna talk about all the bullshit that went on afterwards, and probably why me and the Golf Channel don't get along well. But god damn it, you can't stop that Shade Tree Pro, baby, because when you turn the TV on, I'm still on the Big Break. And one of my boys was out playing at Stony Brook yesterday, and they actually had the Big Break on TV, and he sent a picture of me being on there. I'm still there, and as they say, I'm still standing. I'm there, and I'm still probably one of the most powerful individuals from the Big Break. And I'm the one, like I say, they pay attention to. They just scared of me because, like I said, I don't scream my voice. I just say what I want to say. I mean, if you let the fucking president of the United States or whatever say whatever the fuck he wants to say, and some of it is some of the most stupidest shit in the world, then why me as just a normal citizen that ain't obligated to no fucking body, why can't I say what I want to say? That I got to sit down and bow towel to a fucking bunch of people who, in essence, or whatever, they don't give a fuck about me one way or the other. They just rather I give, if I got something to offer. But then again, let's take that back, because I got plenty to offer. It's just I ain't kissing nobody's ass to be able to offer it. So back to the state of the game of golf on the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour right now, to me, it is turning into the biggest crock of shit. And I'm going to say it. And I don't have no qualms whatsoever not saying it. It is turning into the biggest crock of shit. And let me tell you why it's turning to the biggest crock of shit. It's because this is what the PGA Tour is trying to do. And that's why I was saying earlier that the PGA Tour, golf is something special. Keep it there. Quit trying to be fucking NFL football. You never will. Quit trying to be baseball. You actually got a little more power than baseball, a little bit more energy than baseball. Quit trying to be the NBA. Quit trying to draft like you're coming out of colleges and all this stuff. Because let me tell you, because one thing about coming out of colleges and going to the NFL and all those as I call them, plantation harboring institutions, in a sense that forces people to play in certain sports, to make schools for the money, make money for the schools, in a sense, and then hopefully you go on to the tour or whatever, NFL or NBA or whatever, and still represent your school, whatever, make your school look good and continuously make them money, and then they want to bitch and complain about putting $1 in your fucking pocket. Shit. Hey, like I said, man, I'm from the old school, and if y'all don't know who I am and why I talk shit and swallow spit, because yes, I came up around motherfucking some real players and some guys that got some shit done, and that's just how it is. So I ain't got no problem to tell the real deal, because as my papa used to always tell me, hell, when all shit goes wrong, follow the money, because the money gonna tell you the truth. A lot of y'all need to pay attention to that in politics or whatever. Follow the money and you see the real bullshit instead of all these useless distractions and shit that we're seeing that ain't getting nothing done but helping poor people get poor. So, but back to the PGA Tour and what what I think. It's to me, it's terrible. And it's almost getting hard to watch. And that's unfair to a lot of the guys that's out there playing, because all they're doing is focusing on what the fucking top players are doing, what the top players are doing. Let me tell you something, PGA Tour. You're not getting that Tiger energy back. Let me tell you why you're not getting that Tiger energy back. Because you're not going to get a bunch of white guys that's going to be Tiger Woods. Now, I don't care if Tiger Woods called himself Copperlasian or Copper Tone or Copperfield. It don't matter. You know, there are certain parts of where he would go or whatever. They call him the same thing, which is the first part of that. You know, please. So let's not get that shit twisted. But Tiger's powerful as he is or whatever, because his game spoke for itself. So you're not going to get that. So you're sitting here trying to manipulate a certain this guy against this guy and that guy against this guy. And that's why you got this conflict with Liv. And all this, people, is my opinion, what I'm seeing from my viewpoint. That's why you got this conflict with Liv and all of this, because it didn't start, in a sense, because it's the best of golf. It was Greg Norman being pissed off for one reason or another, because what he wanted to do, and the tour didn't want him, because Tim Fincham is a bad motherfucker. I always liked Tim Fincham, you know. And that conflict, so it's like getting back, and that's terrible for the game of golf. You know, it's absolutely horrible for the game of golf. And then because of that, now you're forcing the PGA Tour to build all these damn Goliath, in a sense, and then don't have, and this one David. And that's what it's turning into. Who the fuck want to sit here and watch a bunch of Goliath? Because even the story about David and Goliath in the Bible was about the underdog. So now you got the PGA Tour that's cutting all these different programs. Oh, excuse me, that's the president. But you got the PGA Tour cutting all these programs that's hurting the people that are the ones that's giving you your viewership, that's giving you that grind, that, yeah, let's go, or whatever the shit they be yelling on the course, and you know, get the ball, whatever, you know, the stupid stuff that they yell out or whatever. That's your energy. That's the thing. But now, when you're sitting here and you don't have enough Davids, because it needs to be a hell of a lot more Davids going against the Goliath. Still yet, and I might be wrong on this, but I still think one of the highest ranking PGA events was when Bob May and Tiger Woods went at it. Because that Bob May, don't get me wrong. Now, Bob May wasn't no bad player. Bob May was a badass player that just went through some things that we call life, in essence. But when he put it all together, he put it together and he showed how badass he was. And in a sense, and it just came down to one little nick here and there or whatever, or he would have had his championship. Those what builds people up excitement. So yeah, I hate what the PGA Tour is doing. And I hate what they're trying to build, because what you're doing, you're just like we're seeing in politics now. You're building this false image of who you are, what you think you are, or this certain type of strength, in a sense, that you don't have. And the biggest thing I'm going to let you all know, nerds, stop trying to act like athletes simply because you know how to play fucking Tiger Woods 2025 or damn Madden. I mean, give it a break. Get golf back to what golf is. I mean, look at it. I think they said something about next year they're cutting back down to the top 100. Instead of the top 125. They're getting rid of Monday qualifiers. Now, I'm just doing all these based on things that I've heard. Getting rid of Monday qualifiers for the PGA Tour. But then you start looking, they're increasing all of these things, for college golf to pour itself in there. More opportunities for that, which personally I think is bullshit, because at the end of the day, golf is about whether you can get that ball in the hole and the least amount of strokes as possible, and it really don't give a damn who gets it in there. Hey, listen, man, I personally, because I'm originally from West Virginia, Love my country, boys. And that's it. And, you know, because I know it's a lot of guys, because I've spoken to some pros that can't speak up and they can't say nothing, because when they do, when they want to be a voice, then all of a sudden they get shot down, they get smashed down, nobody wants to listen to them, nobody wants to say anything to them, and then they got to be protective of themselves because of the sponsors that they have. And I'm going to tell you one, I was talking to one of them Shank brothers one year at the PGA show. Now, this brother, y'all let me take a sip. That's good. Well, he didn't know me from a grasshopper. I think he may have known that I was on the big break. I think one of the Shank brothers was on the big break or whatever. Maybe not. I don't remember. But I think they may have did a TV show or something with the Golf Channel. But as he's talking to me, which what happens to me a lot of times because I am a bruh, and motherfuckers don't know that how pimped I am on this game, and first of all, how pimped I am on this money. And so we were just talking about some things, and I was like, dude, I said, man, you know what's really happening. I said, just like corporate America is taking over everything in itself, I said, in the game of golf, this is what really happens. Now, if I took a guy out of college, and this is where I get in there building these false idols. Now, I got this can't miss guy. You know, this absolute can't miss guy who been partying all through college, played into some good PGA Tour events, did well or whatever, but he ain't had his ass out in the world and had to deal with some real responsibilities. Still probably got his mama sending him money and his daddy sending him money or whatever, you know, still having hang up, whatever. You know what I mean by that. Then all of a sudden, when you get out in the world with real men, in a sense, you know, things change, because these motherfuckers don't give a shit about you. They cool with you in college, but once you step your ass on that grass and you trying to take money out of their pocket, they don't give a damn about you. But these companies have built them up to be something, give them these nice contracts and shit, and then, because they don't know no better, they don't understand what the game of golf really is. They don't understand that, you know, to get outside, to be inside of that. I don't give a shit if you went to Harvard, Yale, Georgia. I don't care what school you done. You step on that golf course, and it's about me making a living in comparison to you make a living. I'm going to do everything in my absolute power, make sure that it's 100% in the rules, to absolutely rip your ass apart. And I'll shake your hand afterwards or whatever, but I don't give a shit about where you went to school and who you hung with and how many people's names you name drop. I don't really give a damn, because I'm trying to feed my family as well. But those companies, they take these guys, and now they've invested $6 million, $10 million and give them it before these motherfuckers even hit a ball, before these mugs even really earned a card or something of that nature. But yet they keep, get my guy out there. He got my hat on. Show him the stuff. Show him this. Look at that. Whatever. And then all of a sudden, the man ain't living up to it. And then this company is like, whoa. We got a lot of money invested in him. Hey, we're giving you a lot of money. We get this or whatever. Get that guy out there. Well, now you're pushing him out there. You're making sure he getting sponsors, exemptions. You know, in other words, we call that, wait a minute, hold up. What is that they taking it? We call that handouts. Although you got the right to hand out to where you want, but you know what? If you call them one a handout, hey, then don't get pissed off about the others. You know, and y'all know how I feel about handouts, other than donations. Like I said, you know, if you like what I'm doing, you know, I'm gonna put it in the link there. Venmo at Shade Tree Pro, if you'd like to send me a donation, you know, to go with my cause in a sense, because like I said, I'm always keep it authentic and damn sure gonna keep it 100. But that right there was the commercial break, and let's get back to the regular program. But yeah, and so it's all bullshit, because if you want to be a true American, let's just say that. Now, we know right now that's a fucking hard-ass word to say anymore. But, you know, it's more of us that are still true Americans. Trust me. I served my country to prove, you know, I'm a true American. Didn't nobody tell me I wrote my shit on the line for myself or whatever. It's my decision, you know. But if we want to get back to that, then we got to start God damn it, man, we got to stop laying down and start acting like men and women, and start, if we ain't producing bill, quit fucking being reality TV and start being reality. In other words, start going to work. Start putting the work in. Stop just sitting on social media just bitching and complaining about everybody else. And then when I come to your fucking house, you got cockroaches sitting on top of your unemployment form that you've been sitting on your asses for years and complaining about somebody because whether they're DEI or whoever who's got a fucking job, and you sitting on your fucking ass complaining. Makes no damn sense to me. And everybody know I grew up seeing it. I see it. I still know. I know plenty of them that complain and shit but sit on their ass and don't do nothing. Well, we need golf to go back to what people love. And this is the only thing that like I said, golf will destroy itself. I can't remember who the guy was. I usually have these locked down, but it was one of them old pros back in the day, or maybe even a writer. He said, eventually money is going to destroy golf. And I truly, truly believe this. As I was talking about things yesterday, man, we don't even care what great teaching is anymore. We don't even care. We just want to run the people through, make them feel a little bit, hit 10 shots, some shots that go 400 miles, because all you're building is long drivers. Build it, hit up there, get a little excitement for the people, and then all of a sudden it's like bacon sizzling. You get the sizzle, and then all of a sudden when the sizzle's gone, flush him down the road, see you later, bye-bye, and let's bring on the next one. That is the most horrible way in the world to be able to train golf, to prepare golf, and make golf the best that it possibly can be. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's one of the reasons that we get our absolute asses whooped in the Ryder Cup. I mean, it's the truth. It is the absolute truth of why we get it. It's just crazy, the things that happen to us. And it's not because these people are bad players or anything like that. Let me tell you what you're doing. What golf is doing, because you're trying to build this thing. Man, look, I had a guy, and who played golf, a little professional or whatever. Hey, man, this guy wasn't big as my goddamn leg. And this motherfucker wanted to, because he played golf, he stood to me. And I was like, look, guy, you better open up your eyes and pay attention who you fucking with. I was like, man, this ain't like the movie, like Eddie Murphy talked about Rocky. This ain't the movie Rocky. Rocky was a movie. This is reality. And then all of a sudden it was just like something dawned in his head. It's like, oh shit. And I'm not saying the cat wasn't a good player, but he was letting that shit go to his head, because a good player ain't got nothing to do with you getting your ass whooped, and I think I had to remind him of that, slow the fuck down there, Tiger, not Tiger Woods, but show the Tiger, because the old saying goes, shit, goddamn it, a baby can have it, but a bear can't take it, and that's just how it is, as I always tell people all the time, you gotta, hey man, you better pay attention to what's going on. We too much in golf, especially on the PGA Tours, we focus, and I told you I was good, I love listening to Les Brown. We focus too much with our eyesight. We focus too much of what we see. And there was a thing that, a story that was written called Acres of Diamonds. And everybody is always worried about what's going on this side. What's going on, what everybody else is doing. Why is there that? Why is they got that? That's kind of in our political society now. Why do they have this? Why do they have this? Well, that story of Acre Diamonds, and I'm just going to go, and you could go look it up and read it, because probably a lot of you all may have heard about that story. It was a guy who was the founder of Temple University, Codwell, I think it was his name. Y'all can look that up. But the thing is, the moral of that whole story is sometime if you spend much time paying attention to what you have and develop what you have, then you don't have time to be worried about what everybody else got. And the only reason that they may have better or doing better than you is because they're putting more work in to make what it is that they have better. If you're not putting in the work, and I'm telling you right now, I know for this in this society, if you're not putting in the work, all you're going to be doing is bitching and complaining about what other people don't have. Well, people, if y'all pay attention to me, I'm not bitching and complaining what other people have. But what I am making a strong, fierce argument about is I'm telling you what I got, and you're running from me to challenge me. You're not. So that's not American. That ain't fucking American at all. Because in America, if somebody got something, I don't give a fuck if you're black, green, yellow, purple, whatever it is. If you got something as a value that's going to help other people, then damn it is worthy of at least a conversation. Now that's what I believe in America. I don't believe in this shit, what I say go and that's it. No, shit no. That's not the world in itself. And part of that bad part of the PGA Tour that I do not like, eventually I'll just get in the others. It's like the little man ain't got a voice anymore. Whether you black, white, green, you ain't got a voice anymore. Because the sad thing about it, you spend all the money going into the tournament, you're doing all these things, all this money you have to spend to try to get there, to make it, whatever the deal is, then you get a little sponsorship, and then all of a sudden the sponsors, they're trying to make you be like those guys up there who, you know, some of them, don't get me wrong, got a lot of talent or whatever and shit like that, but everybody want to be with them, and they do get some handouts. Well, let's not be real. I mean, the world, me personally, I think the world rankings is basically handouts, because once you reach inside of those, then all of a sudden the money is so astronomical that it's hard to really get you out of there if you just play half-ass decent golf, in a sense. I mean, that's just my viewpoint on it. But I speak for the little guy, white, black, green, yellow, or whatever, that don't have a voice, but want to say what they want to say, but they don't. They got families, they got whatever, got responsibilities, whatever the deal is, and they can't afford to say something that's going to take away from what it is that they have. But I made this podcast to be that voice, because see, one of the reasons I say a lot about a lot of bros that they scared to go after these white boys, players, and go get them, in a sense, because a lot of them don't really know how to talk to these cats. See, I grew up around these white boys, and I never give a fuck. You know what I mean? And they know I didn't. Fuck them. I ain't care. I didn't look at it like that. I didn't give a fuck about. I mean, like I said, when I grew up in golf, anybody give a fuck about no golf. We played football. Man, go play golf or whatever. But of course, now look at me. I'm into it because, like I said, I look past who was playing and look into what golf really was. And it's probably been the greatest thing to ever done in my life, is be involved in it. And like my grandmother used to tell me all the time, find something you love, and when you do, give it everything that you have. Don't half-ass nothing that you got. Give it absolutely everything you got, and you'll find that. Even the great speaker, what is his name? Earl Nightingale. As he said about success, he said success is the pursuit of a worthy goal. In other words, if you're striving to obtain something out of life, regardless of what people define as success, then you're already successful. because you're striving forward. You're striving forward. You're moving forward. You're moving to gain, to grow, to become something special, you know. And as I watch, because I'm gonna have it, because I've ripped on a lot of the bruh's ass or whatever, in a sense, because sometimes I got to get your attention. But I love to be the brothers have, especially these young brothers who's playing, APGA and trying to make it out there. Man, I could get your, I mean, it's not so much, well, some of your game, some of y'all's game is trash and y'all know it. Shit, you lucky you got an APGA tour, because man, some of that shit is trash. You just got to be, some of you better start getting in the PGA of America and start growing the black experience or whatever in the PGA of America, because unless you come see Shade Tree, at least I'll show you how to hit a golf ball the right way. That's one thing for sure. But the same thing as I say, and I try to talk to a few young brothers here and there about, the thing is, because like I said, I'm OG now, is that a lot of these bros, why they can't get to that next level, and it's a certain type of pressure, and it ain't so much as about, I guess it's about being bros or whatever the shit is. It goes in conjunction, the same thing I was saying with others. It's like that fear of saying the wrong thing and all of a sudden getting deleted out or blackballed or whatever the deal is, and then now, it's almost like you gotta give up yourself and to be able to get what they're giving you and all this, and you got to be successful on the way that they want you to be successful. And man, that is not the mentality of bros, man. Bros got to have a free mind to be able to be the freedom, to have that freedom. So any of you sponsors out there that's sponsoring these young brothers, man, let these brothers be free. Let these brothers be able to speak whatever they want. These white boys get on here and they, from the PGA Tour and everywhere else, they say whatever they want to say and when they want to say it, in a sense. And and everybody. That's the same reason as we said, you got other people that's setting up high in offices or whatever, saying all kinds of nonsense, and everybody knows it's bullshit. So if you can say it, then goddamn it, I can say it too. And that's why this podcast is under the shade tree, because ain't nobody gonna stop me from saying what it is I want to say until they put dirt over me. Because it's bullshit and it's not real. This is what we call real life. This is no reality show. It's the real deal. It should be about golf. It shouldn't be about no goddamn names. Names don't win golf tournaments. Golf shots win golf tournaments. And that's the bottom line. And that's just how it is. I mean, it just gets ridiculous. And that's why, I could just go on and on about these things. But like I said, man, I am totally disappointed in the PGA Tour. Instead of just trying to be about golf, understanding that, once again, it's the Davids that makes the Goliath, because that story wouldn't have been worth a fuck if Goliath would have just beat up David, because you expect that. It's the Davids that defeat the Goliath is what give people hope, give people energy. That's what makes them proud of themselves. That's what makes them, the kids want to desire and grow. Tiger Woods was special and made people see it because not only that he was good, but he was black. And everybody knows the black experience. Y'all just happen to run into a black dude that don't give a shit. I'm the one that your mama and your daddy warned me about. It's kind of like in the, what was the movie Malcolm X? When Malcolm pointed to those guys or whatever, and that guy looked at him. I forgot what he said to him. But y'all seen the movie. I'm that kind of guy you better pay attention to. Because the only reason you better really, really pay attention to me, because as I told you all before, nobody has a monopoly on knowledge. And I'm going to tell you all something from all you elites and, where you think your shit don't stink. Let me tell you what's going to happen. And I'm going to play it out. See, I'm going to get them white boys. I'm going to get them country boys. I'm going to get them bros or whatever, because eventually motherfuckers going to pay attention to me because my knowledge is too goddamn powerful for them not to. And then let me tell you, like I said, in the greatest game of chess, when you remove all the pawns, in a sense, only thing that's left there is the king and the queen's exposed. You only got so many pieces. But all I'm going to do is continue. I'm going to position my pawns exactly in the manner in which they need to be. No different than I did with my writing on top down, because everybody knows dead fingers and top down is the Shade Tree Pro. They all know it. I got people sending me shit or whatever. Top down, baby. Top down, baby. Top down is the movement for improvement. As my boy Chucky said, if it ain't top down, I don't want to talk about it. It's how it goes, baby. See, I've been laying this plan for a long time. I've been just like piece after piece, because I know how people think. We got all, Johnny come latelys or whatever. Like a man told me, it's like a herd of cattle. Once one say something there, you ain't even gonna search the information for yourself. You're just gonna go by whatever because somebody wave something shiny in your face or whatever, and you fall for the sizzle. Well, I don't fall for the sizzle. I'm a builder, a creator, and that's just kind of what I do. And, so I've said a few little things that I wanted to say. I definitely wanted to get my point out about the David and the Goliath. I didn't have to do too many of these right here, but I damn sure got a whole bunch of them in my mind. But I'm just not going to stop it, baby. Because at the day, the one thing, people, let me tell you what's the most valuable thing in the world. The one thing, whether you black, white, you green, or yellow, and that's why I tell all you youngsters, brothers, sisters, and everybody else there, fill your mind with knowledge. Because if didn't give you, if Nelson Mandela didn't give you an understanding that, man, I don't care what you do to my body, as long as I have my mind, then that gives me the ability to continuously, to physically, mentally, spiritually, and whatever, to continuously grow and be the best and the most powerful being that I can be. And as I've always said, through me, others will build and others will come. And that's just the nature of the business of who I am. And that's what the Shade Tree Pro is all about. On my next podcast, God knows what I'm going to talk about. But this is my very first one. And I'm going to drop a few leaves under the Shade Tree Pro here and let you all understand. And please, please do not forget this. I'm coming. And I absolutely 100%, I'm coming after the best because I'm bringing mine. Hey, this is Charles Calhoun, a.k.a. the Shade Tree Pro. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy, these podcasts right now. I'm just like free-flowing and get everything, going. I'm going to try my best to be a little bit structured, as what I'm doing. But right now, as I said, the day's topic was the PGA Tour, why I see it, how I see it, and I based it on the concept of too many Goliath, and they ain't building no Davids. That's pretty much that for me. Hey, once again, this is Charles Calhoun, a.k.a. the Shade Tree Pro. Once again, people, if you enjoy what it is that I'm doing and you like what I'm doing, first and foremost, because I'm going to download this onto my YouTube channel, because I got to build my golfing audience there. It ain't just about golf. It's because all of me is about golf. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hey, and those people out there who's interested in learning more about golf, and as I said, if you don't trust me, if you don't believe in me, hell, all you got to do is go listen to the words and go put it to the test. But join my membership, $9.99 a month. You can join my membership channel on YouTube, or, if you don't want to, like I said, if you want quality, you got to pay for it. But if you don't really want quality and you just want great information, you can still just join my normal YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check it out. I got over 900 and some videos, and I don't don't do nothing but bring the truth. And people, you know what? You might as well go ahead and join it, because let me tell you why. Or you might as well go ahead and subscribe. Let me tell you why. Because they already stealing my work. The only thing it is why I'm talking shit about it, because I'm going to make sure I start getting credit for it. Doesn't have to be monetarily credit, you know. But if you want to send me a nice donation to help support my channel, make sure you look down in the description. It's going to say Venmo at Shade Tree Pro. I don't care if you send me $1, you send me $5, or whatever the deal is. You know, as I said before, if you want to send me a nice shirt or something of that nature that I can wear for you, whatever it is, just DM me on any of my social media platforms. Easy to get in touch with me. Some of you out there got my address or my number or whatever, you know. But if you want something, you know, let me tell you what, I wear this Titleist hat. I could be wearing my Shade Tree Pro hat, but I wear this Titleist hat because to me, you know what? Still the best ball in golf. And I've been playing with it for over 20 some years. And, you know, and look, I'm going to tell you right now, although I do not have a contract with Titleist any whatsoever, but I've known a lot of people over Titleist over the years. And I've had plenty of people to give me golf balls, you know, for free, you know, just because I'm the Shade Tree Pro. And just because, you know, as I said, I don't do nothing but swallow, spit, and talk shit. Hey, this is Charles Calhoun, a.k.a. the Shade Tree Pro. This is my very first podcast under the shade tree, and always good golfing. Cheers, people.